In the heart of the South American jungle, a man promised his followers paradise. He spoke of equality, freedom, and a better life away from the corruption of the outside world. Families sold their homes, gave up their belongings, and followed him thousands of miles to build a new life. But what started as hope soon turned into one of the darkest and most terrifying tragedies in modern history. This is the story of Jonestown, a dream that became a nightmare. It all began with Jim Jones, a charismatic preacher from Indiana. In the 1950s and 60s, he founded the People's Temple, a religious movement that preached racial equality, social justice, and compassion for the poor. At a time when America was divided by segregation and inequality, Jones attracted thousands of followers. To many, he was more than a preacher. He was a savior, a man who promised a better world. By the mid-1970s, Jones had grown suspicious of the media and the U.S. government. Reports began exposing him as manipulative, controlling, and abusive. Accusations of beatings, forced labor, and brainwashing painted a darker picture of the People's Temple. In response, Jones decided to move his entire congregation to Guyana, a remote country in South America, where he promised they would build a utopia free from interference. This new settlement was named Jonestown. At first, it looked like a paradise: wooden houses, farmlands, schools, and hundreds of devoted followers working together. But soon, the truth emerged. Life in Jonestown was harsh. Food was scarce, medical care was poor, and members were forced to work long hours in the sweltering heat. Guards with guns patrolled the camp, and no one was allowed to leave without permission. What was supposed to be a safe haven became a prison in the jungle. Inside Jonestown, Jim Jones's paranoia grew worse. He controlled every aspect of his followers' lives, from the letters they wrote, to the news they heard, to the very food they ate. He claimed that enemies were plotting to destroy them, and that the outside world was full of lies. To test loyalty, Jones sometimes staged white night drills, where members were told to drink from cups, believing it was poison. Only after they finished would Jones reveal it was a test. These cruel games broke down resistance and kept people in constant fear. Concerned family members in the U.S. raised alarms. In November 1978, U.S. Congressman Leo Ryan traveled to Jonestown with journalists and concerned relatives to investigate. At first, Jones put on a show, smiling and presenting Jonestown as a peaceful community. But cracks appeared quickly. During Ryan's visit, several members secretly slipped him notes begging for help to escape. Jones realized his control was slipping. As Ryan and his delegation prepared to leave with defectors, armed temple guards ambushed them at a nearby airstrip. Congressman Ryan, along with journalists and defectors, was brutally gunned down. It was the first sign that something far darker was about to unfold inside Jonestown. Back at the settlement, Jones gathered his followers. He told them the government would invade, that soldiers would torture their children, and that the only option left was what he called revolutionary suicide. He urged parents to bring their children forward first. A large container of fruit-flavored punch mixed with cyanide and tranquilizers was prepared. One by one, families were forced to drink. Survivors recalled the chilling screams of children as the poison took effect, their bodies convulsing in pain. Parents wept as they gave the deadly drink to their sons and daughters, before taking it themselves. Armed guards surrounded the pavilion, ensuring no one could escape. Some tried to resist, but they were injected by force. Within hours, over 900 men, women, and children lay dead on the ground, their bodies lined across the jungle floor. Jim Jones himself did not drink. Instead, he was found dead with a gunshot wound to the head. To this day, it remains uncertain if he pulled the trigger or if someone else ended his life. The Jonestown Massacre remains one of the darkest chapters in history, not just because of the number of lives lost, but because of the chilling way hope was twisted into horror. Families who only wanted a better life were led to their deaths by blind trust in a man who promised salvation but delivered destruction. Today, the ruins of Jonestown lie abandoned in the jungle, a haunting reminder of what happens when fear, manipulation, and blind faith collide. It is said that if you visit the site today, the silence is overwhelming, broken only by the whispers of the past. Whispers of mothers, fathers, and children whose dreams ended in the most tragic way imaginable. Jonestown is no longer a place on a map. It is a warning to the world.